This week's AEW Dynamite features a stacked card with several promising matches. While CM Punk was in action against fellow veteran Dustin Rhodes in a first time ever match, Darby Allin went to war against long-time rival Andrade Alidlo in a coffin match. Apart from that, Brock Baker returned to AEW for the first time in weeks, while Wardlow also had a challenge lying in front of him in the form of the Butcher. So let's get straight into it with Punk v Rhodes. Both performers shook hands moments after their match began on Dynamite. Punk and Dustin went back and forth trying to outsmart each other, with the Pittsburgh crowd cheering loudly for both men. Punk tried to hit the GTS on Rhodes, but the latter countered and took down his opponent with an iron joint. CM Punk then began targeting Dustin's left knee, which he hurt after failing to execute a manoeuvre earlier in the bout. The Second City Saint dominated the match during the break as he methodically wore down Rhodes. Back to the live broadcast, Natural found his way back into the match and took down Punk using the ring post and apron. Next, Dustin hit a picture-perfect Cobra for a close count. Moments later, Punk went for the GTS again, but Rhodes countered and hit a power slam for a near fall. The straight edge superstar then hit a chop block and locked his opponent in the figure four, with Dustin struggling. The crowd chanted "This is awesome," and Dustin hit Crossroads, followed by a pile driver for a near fall. Punk then yet again attempted the GTS on the Natural but failed to execute it. However, he quickly turned it into a deep pin for the victory. Dustin and Punk embraced after the match, paying their respects, with the crowd cheering both. While Punk was walking down the entrance ramp, Hangman Page came out as they shared a stare down, confirming their impending crash. And yeah, this was just brilliant from start to finish. The match was so great. Dustin Rhodes, I mean, like how he does it, I don't know. He's just still bloody great for his age. And yeah, like I say, just a brilliant match. Right result, definitely, but a really, really solid match. And Punk v Page pretty much confirmed. Yeah, so excited for that. This was great stuff. 7 out of 10. Backstage, Sterling then revealed to Wardlow that he would be accompanied by security everywhere in the arena and he would be handcuffed. Before we got Blackpool Combat Club versus Brock Anderson, Lee Moriarty and Dante Martin. Martin and Wheeler began things off. The American Dragon was soon tagged in, but Dante managed to outsmart and deceive him with his speed and agility. The BCC was in the driver's seat, however, during the commercial break as they wore down Anderson. Back on the live broadcast, Anderson fought back by taking down Moxley with a spine buster. Moriarty was then tagged in as he showcased technical efficiency in exchange with Danielson. Moxley unlocked in the Bulldog choke on Martin after unleashing a series of forearm shots. He then ended things with a paradigm shift. And yeah, this gets 6 out of 10 for me. Good technical wrestling match, but kind of just felt like just there for the Blackpool Combat Club this week. So yeah, nothing too major, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Backstage, Kyle O'Reilly called out the Young Bucks for losing their edge. Cole confessed that they had all lost recently. He, the Young Bucks and Redragon cannot be defeated as a team. Cole then revealed that they intended to compete a 10-man tag team match next week, urging Matt and Nick to give it some thoughts. Before Tony Khan introduced the NGKW president, but Adam Cole quickly appeared on the title shot saying he was going to make the announcement and revealed that NJPW and AEW will have a sheep show on June 26th from Chicago, Illinois. He declared that he would compete against Tomohiro Ishii on the upcoming episode of Rampage as well. Jay White then walked out in front of Khan, teasing an alliance between the Bullet Club and the Undisputed Era. And yeah, this was just really, really good. I mean, like the intertwining of the Cole White stuff with the announcement, and yeah, I'm just so hyped for that show. It's going to be great. Plus, we're getting flipping Cole versus Ishii on Rampage. That's just going to be brilliant. Yeah, this is great stuff. Can't wait for that show already. Backstage, Jade Cargill hypes her upcoming match with Marina Shafir on Rampage before we got Wardlow versus the Butcher. It was revealed by MJ's music before Wardlow came out without any music, handcuffed by the crowd's reaction, more than made up for it. Mr. Mayhem and the Butcher exchanged brutal punches after which latter hit the former Pinnacle member. The action spilled to the outside where Butcher continues to batter Wardlow. Back in the ring, Butcher continues to target his opponents already weakened back. However, Wardlow quickly found his way back into the match, hitting as many as 4 successive powerbombs on the Butcher for the quick victory. And yeah, really put Wardlow over, not damaging the Butcher too much. So yeah, this was good stuff. Gets 7 out of 10 from me. Backstage, Eddie Kingston hyped his match against Daniel Garcia on Rampage, revealing neither JAS or Proud and Powerful would be at ringside. Before we got Kyle O'Reilly versus Jungle Boy. The Owen Hart Tournament qualifying match began with Jungle and Kyle sharing some fun reversals. The AEW Tag Team Champion then unleashed a series of chops and forearm shots on the Redragon member, but Kyle then hit several busters and thigh suplexes on Jungle Boy to turn the fight in his favour. After commercial break, Jungle Boy took his opponent down with multiple elbow shots and followed it by hitting a suicider on the outside. Back in the ring, Jungle Boy hit a DDT on O'Reilly. Undisputed Elite member then retaliated by executing Exploder. The two performers went to the top rope where Jungle Boy began hammering KOR with kicks and punches. KOR then locked in the Jungle Boy in an ankle lock, but the latter cancelled it into a snare trap, but the former NXT star managed to reach the ropes. Kyle O'Reilly then went to the top rope from where he dropped a knee on Jungle Boy's already weakened back to pin the AEW AEW Tag Team Champion and qualifying the Owen Hart tournament. And yeah, I didn't see this result coming at all, but it's a really intriguing result and gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Really great result. But yeah, intrigued by the booking decision because I thought Jungle Boy was going to go far in this, but pleased for Kyle O'Reilly, he deserves a single push. Backstage, MJF revealed that he struck a deal with Jake Roberts and Lance Archer with the Murder Hold Monster vowing to take down Wardlow, which will be a great match, before he got Hook in a squash match and executed overhead suplexes, followed by a lariat to neck. Danhausen then appeared at ringside, but his curse again fell flat as Hook locked in Reed run for the win on Anthony Henry. Post-match, Danhausen challenged Hook to a match, but the latter walked away without uttering a word. I'm not going to lie, I'm really into this stuff. I normally give squash matches a 6, but for this I'm going to give it a 7. I just love both of these two. So yeah, this was great for me, but I know this will be a split opinion. Backstage, Sky and Frankie Kazarian had a chat. The former promised to win the TNT Championship back from Sammy Guevara and then put it on the line against his former SCU stablemate. Fans then rained down boos on newly crowned TNT champion Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti inside the ring. However, they were soon interrupted by Men of the Year. Lambert demands a rematch between Sky and Guevara. The TNT champion then accepts the challenge and asks for a mixed tag team match with Conti against either Paige or Sky and Paige Van Dam. This was fine for what it was. I'm not massively into it and just kind of want to move on, to be quite honest. Before we got Danielle Carmella versus Britt Baker. Baker attempted a quick falls on Carmella soon after the match began on Dynamite. However, Carmella soon found an opening about and hit a running knee on the former women's champion and methodically wore down her opponent. Back on the show, a fired up Baker hit a series of punches on Carmella, after which she executed a stingblade. The Doctor then followed by hitting a neck breaker and a stomp. Baker then wore Steelers glove and applied the lockjaw, with Carmella quickly tapping out. Post-match, the Doctor called out the entire women's division, saying it was good as done in her assets in the last few weeks. She name dropped Soho, Cargill, Velvet and Storm, throwing shade at them. This was good stuff. Gets 6 out of 10 for me. The hometown reception for Baker really helped it, because otherwise it could have been quite weak. But it was fine for what it was. Serena Deeb then challenged Hikaru Shida to a Philly Street Fight match on next week's Dynamite, with the latter quickly accepting it. That'll be a great match, looking forward to that. Before we got Andrade versus Darby in a coffin match. Alan used the skateboard to attack Andrade, but Mark Wren and the Butcher quickly interfered, unleashing a 3-on-1 attack. Sting quickly delivered Shane up against the crowd, delivering an insane splash to even the odds. Just a reminder, Sting is 63 years of age. Back in the ring, Andrade set up a chair between Team Turnbuckles, and the former champ of NXT then executed a series of elbow shots of Alan, after which he sent the former TNT champ crashing into the chair. Moments later, Alan recovered and hit Canadian Destroyer. He attempted a Canadian coffin drop off the outside, but Andrade countered into a suplex. Next, Andrade placed Alan in a coffin, but failed to shut it. A few minutes later, Darby hit a top rope suicide, sending Andrade crashing into the coffin. However, when he was about to close the lid, Jose appeared, but Alan quickly took care of this. Following this, Alan finally closed the lid to secure the victory. Post-match, Hardys appeared and showed their support to Darby and Sting, who were standing in the ring. And yeah, this was really good. Don't see coffin matches too often. I'm not massive fans of them, but for what this was, it was really good. So yeah, it gets 7 out of 10 from me. Good stuff. Overall, Dynamite this week gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I enjoyed this episode of Dynamite this week. I thought it was good for what it was. Lots of fun matches in there. The coffin match was enjoyable. Obviously the opening match, and even matches like Jungle Boy, Kyle O'Reilly was really good. Some weak areas on the show, but on the whole, I'd say it is a pretty solid Dynamite. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. So like, share, subscribe, leave your thoughts, comments down below. Follow us, thanks for watching for daily wrestling news. Subscribe to my channel on the screen below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.